Greetings, guys, girls, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another episode of the SavvyCat Productions podcast. I'm Sav.
I'm Cat.
And together we are SavvyCat because we were creative 12-year-olds who created a film company for a school project. Cat usually wears glasses, and today she's not wearing glasses. Do you want to explain why you're not wearing glasses?
Someone, I don't know who, broke them.
It was Hyunjin.
It was Hyunjin. No, I broke them. I broke them.
You had a perfectly good opportunity there to blame Kirby.
Also, do you know what I got for Christmas? Ready for the single best Christmas? Ready for the single best? No, I can't say that. You were beaten this Christmas. But the second best Christmas present in the world is Sir Kirby over here. He can go really big, or he can go really tall, or he can go like that. It's a stunning invention.
For those of you listening, it's a big Kirby plushie.
It is a big Kirby plushie.
Because Kirby is your coping character.
Deeply. The amount of Kirby pictures I have on my phone, the emotional attachment I have on Kirby.
We have Kirby wars to decide who wins arguments.
Yeah, we do. I won the last one though.
I don't know what you're talking about. You have no proof that you won that.
It's
There's
all
no
over
proof.
Twitter.
No, there's no proof. There's no proof. I won always.
Always?
Yeah.
Always. You've never lost ever.
No.
Ever.
No, never lost anything in my life.
No.
Except my self-esteem. And my will to live.
Depression. Ooh.
Yeah, so today, that's what we wanted to talk about. We can dabble on a few things. I don't actually know where most of you are in the world, but here in the UK, Mr. fucking undercooked Donald Trump had a conference the other day where he announced new lockdown rules, which basically are you are no longer allowed to exist.
Literally? No, literally. That is the rules for lockdown number 3. Yes.
I like that lockdown number 3 is, like, we didn't even come out of lockdown number 2 before lockdown number 3 started.
No, we did.
Because it was tier 4. I guess it's like just
no,
lockdown number
was,
3.0.
Yeah, it was lockdown number 1, and then we went into lockdown number 2. And then we got our brief moment of gorgeous freedom. And then we got put into the tier system. And then we got put into lockdown number 3.
Yeah, and this is just being more strict on lockdown number 3.
Yeah.
But we were already in it when he announced the new rules.
Yeah, the tier system was just prolonging. That was just so he could keep schools open. Which I don't know why. Because everything pointed to the fact that it was schools being open was the problem.
The issue, yeah.
Because if you look at the thing,
everything, there was like, we were going good for months. It was
so
fine.
Good. Yeah,
and then
schools opened.
And then
like the fucking chart is off the fucking rails. And unfortunately, because he is greedy and selfish and stupid, the rest of us have to suffer. Mm-hmm. It's almost been a year.
I know.
And I can't do it anymore. I'm locking out. Like,
yeah, so we, being in lockdown was like fine, because we gotten used to it.
Yeah.
And it was just, that was life. But then, and I think a lot of people share this experience, we were given back freedom and some liberties, and we were going out for dinner a bit, and like...
Safely, of course.
Yeah.
Completely safely.
And we were sort of, able to leave the house and go to markets and things with like masks on, obviously.
Yeah, masking, social distancing, lots and lots of hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
But we were staying safe. Because this was my first time in London in like 6 years. 5 years. And I just moved here, and one of the biggest things that I've always dreamt of is, you're in London, you get to be in London. So like we went to like little spots where we could be safe and explore and see things for like 10 days. And that was the most fun I'd had all year. And then it was stripped away from me.
Yeah. And then like it would have been like, and then having that and being like, oh my God, things are getting better.
Yeah.
And then having it be like, no, it's actually getting worse. You aren't allowed to go outside anymore was like really difficult for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, we'd been slowly getting freedom back until we were sort of like it was quite good.
Yeah.
And then having that taken away was just really hard because we're now forced back inside after having like hope, I guess.
Yeah.
And like having some sort of freedom. Just having it taken away again was...
It is difficult.
It is really difficult. And it sort of impacted us in not the best way.
No. Not really. Because it is... This lockdown is the worst. Because it's like you can't go outside unless you're going to the supermarket. You can't see anyone, meet up with anyone. You can't... Sitting on park benches is allowed, but like literally nothing else is.
Yeah.
You're allowed outside like once for exercise. That's it.
The problem is that no one monitors it. Like no
That's
one
the
checks.
biggest problem.
No one cares. That's
Yeah.
been the whole thing throughout this whole exercise is that lockdowns happen but nothing is enforced.
Nothing is
So
enforced.
because of that, the spread keeps happening because it's like you're in lockdown but like no one does anything.
Yeah.
No
It's
one
like you got,
checks.
like the one freedom week we had, we went on the train, right? And no one was wearing masks. And it's like...
You're meant to get a £6,000 fine for not wearing a mask.
I know.
And I've not ever seen anyone check.
No.
Not once.
No.
And like, it's just... And I mean, there's shops still open that shouldn't be open. Like commercial shops.
I know.
Like the pound store, that shouldn't be allowed to be open.
No.
And now they're like here and they're like, we're considering stopping people from coming into the country who have coronavirus. We're considering that you have to have a negative test to come into the country. Just considering. But like we were saying, like that now is pointless.
No.
Like,
yeah.
that would have been important right at the beginning, but with the number of cases that we're getting, like having an extra person with coronavirus come into the country does not make a difference.
No, it doesn't. At this point, we're just...
At this point, we should be protecting people from us rather than the other way around.
Yeah. And I think the reason why this is hitting us particularly hard is because we see everyone at home having so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, because we're from New Zealand. And...
They've been COVID-free for months.
Months!
Yeah.
Months. And I get messages from my family all the time about, like... And it's not, like... This is kind of... It's very, very difficult and very hard. And it's taking a toll on my mental health quite decently. But it is normal life to me. Like, wearing a mask, I don't even think about anymore. Social distancing, do not think about. Like, because not that I don't do it, it's just second nature to me now.
Yeah.
Fucking walking into a store and using hand sanitizer is just second nature to me now. I don't even think about it. And then... But it gets difficult as soon as I'm reminded that it's not normal.
Yeah.
Because I get, like, I don't think about it. It's just processing. I'm doing it. And then I get messages from people home going, wow, this must be so hard. And then my brain goes, yeah, you know what? This is kind of hard.
Yeah. And then, like, because at home it's summer right now too, right? And my Instagram feed, all my friends are currently, like, at music festivals and going to concerts and going clubbing. I hate clubbing, but I want to go clubbing because what? And they're all just like, you know, living life normally and doing summer things, going to the beach, going out with friends, going out for breakfast, going out for dinner, going to festivals, like, and seeing that, like, particularly right now is quite difficult. It wasn't to this extent earlier in the year because they were still sort of cautious for a little while, and also it's different in summertime. Obviously, like with festivals and shit, people post more online during summer. That's just the way it goes because there's no more uni and shit. And so that's been kind of, and I mean, I'm in group chats with friends at home still, and so they're all planning. They're like, who's free to go to the beach? Who wants to hang out? Who wants to go do this? I have friends planning like parties and shit, and they still, to be nice, will sometimes invite me on like Facebook events and stuff. They're like, just so you know, we're thinking about you, and I'm like, thank you, but
not the time in the
So it's a bit tricky.
Yeah. It is quite difficult. And, like, yeah, because I was watching, like, people go out for New Year's and stuff back home. And, like, my sister was going out and she was drinking and having fun and doing parties. And it's weird for me because I've never had that, like, ever. The only party I've been to was with you, like, ages ago.
Oh, back in, like, 2016.
Yeah. And I've never had friends or people to go out with. I've been homeschooled. I've been living in different countries. You know, I haven't actually been home in about almost 4 years.
No, it has been over 4 years.
Yeah, over 4 years now.
This time 4 years ago, I was in Indonesia with you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
So for me, it's like, it's this weird thing of, like, I've never had that and I've never missed it because I've never had it. But right now, that sounds like, and I've never wanted it. Like, it's never been something that I wanted. But right now, because I know it's impossible for me to have, I want it more than anything. And, like, I want a group of friends.
Yeah.
And hang out with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite difficult. Like, I feel really lonely.
Yeah. No. And exactly. And I think, like, you know, coming into this, like, talking about it, and the reason it took so long to put things into lockdown is because money.
Literally, capitalism.
It's fucked up because, like, New Zealand, right? Because New Zealand, they shut down completely. Everything was closed. People aren't allowed to enter the country. Like, and now they're opened up and everything's back to normal. They would have lost so much less money. You shut everything down for a month and then have everything back to normal. That's so much better than have everything being 25% for a whole year.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they don't fucking think about that. Because, like, imagine if we'd have just shut down for a month and everything was back to normal, so many businesses would still be able to be functioning because a lot of small businesses have had to close.
Yeah.
A lot of people are out of work.
Yeah.
Because companies are only running at, like, minimal capacity. If they just shut for a month and everything's shut and we shut the borders, we would be back to functioning like a normal country.
Yeah.
And people would have jobs.
Yeah.
Money would be being generated. Instead of just prolonging the same thing for a year where everything is fucked.
It's because they're like, oh, you know, we'll have a vaccine. We'll have a vaccine. We'll do this.
No, yeah, but everyone knew it was going to take at least 18 months.
I know. But
like, we knew that.
Yeah, I know. They just didn't care. They were... The way people think about... It's because when you have lots of money and when you have lots of power, all you can think about is, like, now I want this. Now I'll do this. Now I can get this because you have the functioning means of... You don't have any sort of system of, this is what I need to do to survive, to prolong my survival, to save, to plan ahead. They don't have that anymore because they don't have to live like that. So they don't consider that everybody else...
They're all very much in the now. They don't ever think about the future, which is fucked up for leaders because, like, they're meant to be leading a country.
Yeah.
So it's, like, the same with, like, climate change and shit, right? They're like, well, it doesn't affect me. In 30 years, I'll be fucking dead, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. I want money now. Yeah. I don't care about what happens in the future. And that's the same thing with now. They're like, well, if I shut down right now, I'm not going to generate any income this month. And I want income this month. Rather than thinking about the fact that it means they'll generate at 25% for the next year. Yeah. Except for places like Amazon and shit, which... I'd never used Amazon in my life up until lockdown. Yeah. I'd never used it. Because in New Zealand, we don't have Amazon. Yeah. Just for the record, that's not a thing. No. We have, like, international Amazon, but shipping costs, like... You want to buy something for $10, shipping is $80. So I've never been able to use Amazon, and now we are so reliant on it, which is terrible because I don't want to be giving him money. I know. But we can't not use it.
It's almost impossible not to use delivery.
It is impossible.
Yeah, it is impossible.
Because nothing is fucking open.
Nothing is open, and I don't want to go.
Yeah, if it is open, a lot of it's like you have to go by public transport, and I don't feel... I want to be using trains and shit as little as possible right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just that thing of, like... It's so, like... It's selfish. And I always get into my headspace of, like... You know, I've seen a lot of things of, like, you know, they're just doing what's best for the company. They're just doing what's best for...
It's not true.
You know, it's just a company at blah, blah, blah. But companies are driven by people. Everything, all of these systems, Amazon, companies, websites, money, it's all driven by people. And people have morals. So we are allowed to judge them. We're allowed to criticize them. We're allowed to go, this is not right. You can change this. It's not set in stone. The way they do things, it's not set in stone at all. And to go, you know, oh, that's just how it works. No, it's not. It doesn't have to be. It's not a law. It's not written in stone. Laws aren't even laws. You can change laws. And to go like, this is just the way things are. It's ridiculous. Because it doesn't have to be. We don't have to work 40 hours to be able to drink water.
No. Yeah.
And I think that's what pisses me off the most. Is like, we could change it. But we can't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all the people, but because people want to have the most. So they don't want to pay workers more because that means they're getting less and it means other people are going to have more. And by them having more, it means they're closer to them. And they're like, no, but I want to be the best. Yeah. I want to have the most money. I saw a post today on Instagram that was like, I don't understand Bezos because if I had $1 billion, I would impulsively start fixing shit.
Yeah, I know.
Why would you be why would you not be Batman? If you have the chance to be Batman, why would you not be Batman?
Literally.
If I could be Batman, I would be Batman.
Yeah.
$1 billion? He has more than that too, right? Like, if I had $1 billion, what the fuck are you gonna do with it? You're just sitting on it. Yeah. Why? What's the fucking point?
I know. It's like I had this tweet that I wrote a while ago that's sitting in my draft. It's like, we should eliminate the concept of I want to earn money so I can give people money. Instead we should go, I want to earn money so we can eliminate the concept of having more money. Like, cause I know people don't think like this, and I know that it's kind of me going, everybody should think this way, blah, blah, blah. And I know I'm not being very understanding to other people, but I don't understand why you would want more than someone at the expense of someone. Yeah. I just do. It doesn't make sense in my head to actively put people in pain and suffering just so you could be the best. I don't get it.
It doesn't make sense at all. It's the same with like homophobia and racism and sexism, because it's kind of like, yeah, but if I treat you like a human being, that means that I'm not better than you anymore.
Exactly.
And I want to continue to be better than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to be in a better position than you, and that means that I have to hurt you so that I can maintain being in the best position so I can... Why? What? Why do you have the desire? Why do you want to cause other people pain just so you can feel better about yourself?
Literally. It makes me so angry, and it sucks. And like, I want to be that person that's just like, everything gets better. I'm so hopeful, you know, if we just try hard enough, if we just work hard enough, if we're just hopeful and do our best as individual people, then things will get better. And then lockdown 3 comes and I'm like, no, it doesn't matter how much we as people, individual people do.
And the thing that's upsetting, I guess, is that I've always been like, you know, Gen Z, right?
Yeah.
We're, and as far as it goes, we're better than others, right? But like, I always forget
Sorry, the irony of going, we shouldn't want to be better than other people, and we're just like, yeah, Gen Z is the best.
In terms of...
I know. It's just like one following another.
Awareness. The internet has helped.
Most definitely.
Right? But, like, I forget. Until TikTok, honestly, I forget how many conservative Gen Z people there are.
Yeah.
And then TikTok happened, and I was like, holy shit, this is terrifying.
Yeah.
Because, like, the internet has helped us be more aware and become, like, I have learned, this year, I have learned so much. And I think, like, you know, I've talked about it. I'm the best version of myself that I've ever been. And, like, a lot of you say that we've helped you. And a lot of people say that I educate them on a lot. I have learned so much this year. Like, I've always been, like, politically correct or what. To a part, I've always identified as, like, a feminist and have been, like, against gender roles and that sort of shit, but I've never quite understood it to the degree that I do now.
No, yeah.
And, like, I can't remember where I started. I don't remember what I was talking about. Yeah. My brain, what was I talking about? Where did this start?
Gen Z.
Yes. Thank you. And then, like, I see, you know, it's obviously helped me a lot in growing and teaching me. And I think that that's really cool. But unfortunately, it's also given a space to feed negatively into things. And there's, like, large spaces for overly conservative people. And that's terrifying. Scary.
It's terrifying.
Like, a lot of people are becoming educated. Like, when I was younger, was more on the pro-life side. I didn't get it. And I mean, obviously that's changed over the years, and I'm very, very pro-choice now. And I've learned a lot because of the internet and because of people educating me and because of being in the space of other left-wing people and following them on Instagram particularly, has helped me learn. But then you realize that people who are right-wing don't follow left-wing accounts. They follow other people who
agree with them. And
you find yourself in bubbles on social media, which is why, you know, I forgot that there were so many right-wing Gen Z people because I'm not in those circles. Yeah. But then coming onto TikTok and seeing them actively seeking left-wing accounts and left-wing people and, like, queer people just to be assholes reminded me, like, I was grounded in reality last year. Yeah. I came to so many realizations.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I came to so many realizations and it was heartbreaking, but at the same time, like, there was so much hope given and also so much taken away in the space of a year.
Yeah. Yeah, last year really, it shifted the way I think everybody thought about things. Yeah. And if it didn't, then that just says everything.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're, like, very young, right?
Yeah.
Like, to a degree. Like, if you're, like, under probably, like, 15, I'd say, then I understand. Like, obviously there's still, like, being educated and stuff, but I think that it's harder to understand given context.
You're still learning everything, and things are still new, and, you know, your brain's still developing. So, I mean, I don't really, like...
There are a lot of, like, obviously very, like, woke.
Oh, yeah.
15-year-olds and stuff.
But, like, when I was 15, I was woke. Yeah. But I still liked Supernatural, so, I mean, I can't really say anything about 15-year-olds. I
like that
we're sort of saying... Listen! Don't bring my K-pop shelf into this.
We're like, yeah, we're fully functioning adults.
We just ranted about capitalism.
Listen! We got nothing. For people who hate capitalism as much as we do, we really fall victim for capitalistic scams.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I tried really, really hard.
No, we don't need to go into this.
No.
We don't need to go into this.
For a year. All of 2020, I was trying very hard to only make ethical purchases. All clothes I bought, it still applies for clothes. All clothing I've bought for a year has been secondhand from Depop or it has been from small businesses. And I thank you for that. Like, you know, I've been able to be given an income that allows me to buy from small businesses. Like, my fucking, these, like, they're from this woman who, like, hand makes them.
Yeah.
And they're so nice. And I'm so grateful to have been given the opportunity to be able to support small businesses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I know, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Is so many people are like, support small businesses, stop buying fast fashion. And I understand. And I think that is important if you can, but not everyone has the opportunity
Absolutely not.
to do that.
Yeah.
If you are able to buy from small businesses and avoid fast fashion, then I believe you have a responsibility to do that.
Yes.
To a degree.
Yeah.
But if you can't, don't be guilt tripping people who can't afford to.
No.
Like, some people can only afford to shop at like Primark and H&M.
It's so
shit.
classist for people to just go, you should, you know, just assuming that everybody has the same accessibility that you do.
Yeah.
It's classist and ableist and just gross. Yeah, and it's this thing of like, you see that so much of people like, Primark is blah blah blah, or even like Amazon. Like, we were ripping into Amazon, which is valid. Jeff Bezos fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And he deserves all the shit talk that he gets. But at the same time, I don't want the idea
that we're shaming people for using Amazon.
Exactly.
Because we use Amazon.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we hate it, and we hate supporting him, but like, you need
it. It's
difficult to live without it at this point.
Yeah, and some people genuinely cannot. It's allowed so many people to have access to resources that they couldn't access before.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, you know, I don't want to give the idea that I'm like, we shouldn't have the concept of like Amazon. I just want it to be better.
I just think that Jeff Bezos needs to pay his workers better.
Exactly.
And I think that,
it
like,
just needs to be more ethical.
It's not ethical.
Yeah.
And I hate that we support it, but
Yeah.
also there's not an alternative.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point.
It's not. It's like, I think we get into these things of like, it needs to be like black and white. Like, this thing is awful. Everything about it is awful. There is no good part to this.
Yeah.
Without realizing that when we say things like, it's that whole idea of like, you can't. People have a hard time admitting either bad things and stuff that they enjoy and good things and stuff that they hate. I think people have a hard time doing that, where it's like, you know, with Amazon, people are like, Amazon is terrible, don't shop from Amazon, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, we still want that functioning kind of everything in the same place where you can get it delivered to your house easy. I just want it to be better. And I think that's justified in asking of that. Because it can be better.
There are things that are avoidable, and there are things that are, like, when there's alternatives that are just as good but are ethical, like, just as good, just as cheap.
Yeah.
And, like, if there was a version of Amazon that treated its workers better and, like, was more ethical, we would use that instead.
1,000%.
But there is not an alternative.
Exactly.
And thus we are just going to be critiquing what we have and hoping that it gets better. And it's difficult because, like, obviously the best way to go about it would be to boycott it until they didn't have any money, but unfortunately that's not an option. No. And they know that that's not an option.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that selfish thing of like, because it's not only just that thing of like, you know, people go, just use these other companies. It's like, no, it's not.
It's not like cruelty-free makeup.
No.
Right? Like, cruelty-free makeup is easy because there's so many alternatives that are the same quality, same price. Whereas with Amazon, there's not.
No, there's just not.
And, like, going straight to, you know, the products you get on Amazon, you can sometimes find in other places, but they're more expensive. Or shipping costs, like, a ridiculous amount.
It takes longer.
It'll take longer.
Yeah.
And ultimately that can end up being like having a worse environmental impact because you have to order like 8 different packages
from 8 different places.
Yeah.
In order to get and also it's that thing of like, it's that really difficult thing of like, if we boycotted Amazon, it wouldn't affect Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
It affects the workers. They'd lose jobs.
Yeah, exactly. All that would do was it would fire a bunch of people who need that money.
Yeah.
It's just, it's the system that needs to go. It's this whole capitalistic system that we've built that just needs to be redone.
Like, even, like, you know, we talk about how capitalism is bad, and I completely agree. But we can improve capitalism.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, I know there are so many people who are anti-socialism and anti-communism and stuff because they don't understand it and it scares them.
Yeah.
But, okay, then fine. Fix capitalism.
Yeah.
You can't fix it completely. Obviously, it's a shit system.
Yeah.
But we have the power to redistribute the wealth.
That's all.
Like, that's all I want. Redistribute the wealth. Close the wealth gap. Don't have people who are paid literally millions of dollars a day and people who make nothing.
Yeah.
That, just change it.
No, that's literally all.
That's the least we can ask for.
It's just, people are like, it's not that, it is that easy though. All you need to do is just fucking, why can't we just print more money?
Literally.
Why can't we just print more money?
Just put a zero in a bank.
That's
in the
all
bank. Just put, everything is technology. Just put a zero. Sorted.
Countries do it. Why can't we?
Add a zero to my bank account. That's all.
Yeah.
Add 3 zeros to homeless people's bank account.
Look. But I don't.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Surely that would be good for businesses because then more people are buying from them, right?
Exactly.
I don't understand money.
I don't get it.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I know.
Everyone's like, well, if you add, then the economy will... Why? Why?
Well, then...
It's broken.
Yeah.
If adding a zero is going to break everything, then it's fucked.
Yeah. And also, people add zeros all the fucking time.
Take 5 zeros from Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
And give them to other people.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Yeah.
That would fix so many problems.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, they say, like, tax people who make more money. And I completely agree with that. The problem is like, taxing people who make, in the middle, a ton. And then people who make, like, $1 billion, a similar tax level to those who make 100K.
Yeah.
And I agree, people who make 100K should be taxed more than people who make, like, 10K.
Yeah.
100%. I completely agree with that. The problem is that it doesn't increase at a high enough level after, because the last tax bracket is on 150K. Yeah. Which is that's a decent amount of money.
But there
are people who earn way more than that, and they should be taxed accordingly. Yeah. Jeff Bezos, tax him 99%. Yeah. He wouldn't even you could tax him 100% and he wouldn't even fucking notice.
No. Because
he has more money than you could ever spend in 100 lifetimes.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, don't do that shit where it's like, oh, it's all in stocks. No, I won't. It's not real. No, I don't accept it.
If it's not real money, then
he doesn't. Why? Then he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Then he doesn't need it.
Sell his stocks then.
Yeah. If it's not real, if it's all liquid, then just make other people have liquid money. Mm. If Jeff Bezos has all that money and you're like...
And he's not using it because he's like, I can use this money to make more money.
Yeah, then just fucking give other people more money. Mm. If he can just sit there and go, oh, it's all in stocks, it's all liquidized, it's not real money, then money isn't real.
Yeah.
Then money isn't real. Yeah, it's just, it makes me so upset that people can be starving and working like 20 hours a day and still just barely live. And then...
That's not living. That's surviving.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. And then fucking that tweet I read the other day of like, funny how people love to tell poor people how to use their money, but then as soon as it comes to telling rich people how to use their money, that's their money, they can do what they want.
Yeah,
because people, you know, use that, they want to treat themselves sometimes, you know, let people live rather than just survive. Like, I feel like you have every right to complain that you can't afford to go out for dinner. You have every right to complain that you can't afford nice things.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, at least you can afford food and water. Okay, so Jeff Bezos and all the other fucking billionaires, I'm telling them, hey, maybe you should give these people who don't have much, maybe you should give them something. And everyone's like, that's their money? How dare you tell them how to... Fuck you!
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, it's that, it's that thing that you always hear. It's like, yeah, some people don't even have food and water.
Then that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
Fix it.
I can complain about two things at the same goddamn time. I also think they should be able to eat out.
Yeah.
I also think they should be able to shop. That doesn't change my point at all.
I'm complaining that I can't afford a nice pair of shoes. I think they should be able to afford a nice pair of shoes too.
Yeah, exactly.
We should all be able to afford a nice pair of shoes.
Exactly.
1000%.
Everybody should be able to live.
All income should be disposable.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves food. And then people are like, that means you're expecting people to work for free. People aren't going to give you services for free. No. We still pay taxes.
Yeah.
You can still pay people, just pay
Yeah.
them more. There are still billions of dollars that exist. No one's asking anyone to work for nothing.
Yeah. It's just take, why are we putting, I know this is not the point, and I've said it so many times, but why are we putting trillions of dollars into things that kill people? Weapons. Brutal machines that take people's lives and destroy cities and buildings.
While there are people starving and who can't afford medical care.
Instead of medicine. And
listen, like we say, I don't expect people to work for free. I don't think...
No.
Unfortunately, like, I've seen someone say, if people work for free, they're like, well, people become doctors because they want to be doctors. Unfortunately, that's not true. People become doctors because they want money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people will do things without a reward. People are fucking greedy. That's part of human nature, people are greedy and they want things.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I do. I think that we should all have access to food, water, and shelter at the very least. And then you can earn money on top of that at a disposable rate. But I think that there shouldn't be a huge difference in different career options.
Absolutely not. I think that, it's that really tricky thing to try and explain.
Yeah.
Of, I'm not saying that we should not have, if you work, then you
get paid for your time.
You get paid for your time. That's absolutely important. That is so important. I'm just saying that it should be more of a reward than a survival thing.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that it should be a reward for your time, not congratulations, you get to eat now.
Yeah.
I think everyone should be able to eat.
Yeah. I think that's...
And then for your work, you're able to buy...
something you like.
Something that you like.
Something that makes you...
happy.
Something to express yourself rather than to live...
your life.
Yeah.
And that way you can still come into taxes and shit to
Exactly.
cover medical care.
Exactly.
No, medical care,
No,
because
medicine...
taxes and shit would still happen, and that's what would pay for people's food and shit, right?
Yeah.
It's just, there's so much better ways to do it.
Yeah, it's all down to that thing of, taxes, right? We pay enough taxes, probably, to feed people, to give people water, shelter,
we do, because
medicine.
the government they get paid a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
We pay enough taxes to feed starving children. Mm-hmm. Are they going to feed starving children? Apparently fucking not.
Yeah.
They actively said, no, we won't give kids food. Why did they do that? Why did they look into people's eyes and go, no, we won't feed children? Why did they do that?
Because they're fucking assholes and they're terrible people.
How could you do that?
Yeah.
Anyway, that makes me so angry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all just an absolute fucking nightmare. I feel like a lot of the time when I talk, I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about.
I know. It's really
it's just hard to put
express.
into words. And like I don't have like I'm not an academic.
No.
In terms of the way I word things,
No.
I can do things better when I'm writing.
Most definitely.
But speaking words, not being able to visually see what I'm saying is difficult.
Yeah, it's that thing of like
I hope that we come across and you understand what we're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm much better with fictional things than reality. Or like emotions. I'm a lot better with emotions than like things.
But
yeah.
Effectively, capitalism is fucking shit. It's broken and there are options and we just choose to not do them because people are greedy and want more than other people.
Yeah. It's just it's that thing of like out of everything what happened, like the whole situation with Corona should have made people more aware and more empathetic and more understanding to illness and health and well-being, and somehow it just made it the opposite and people got more possessive.
Yeah.
And that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I'm really upset about it.
Yeah.
And I wish I could say, like, oh, it's okay, everything will get better, I'm really hopeful. But at the moment, I'm not.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that I can't say that.
Yeah.
I just hope that this was a bit of, I don't know, shared understanding.
Yeah, I hope that we're all just frustrated together. Sometimes it's validating to just be angry with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, hopefully, you know, AOC.
Hopefully
she... Because the states have a lot of power. The world follows them.
Yeah.
A decent amount. And I think, you know, I know that it's a while away until she's able to do anything in terms of big political positions.
But I hope that her being as open and as strong as she is, that other people will
follow
her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where I guess we leave you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that was so down for the new year.
It's like all my videos have become more angry than funny recently.
Yeah.
We're frustrated.
Yeah.
Incredibly frustrated.
2021.
Off to a good start.
Is often, we're a bit angry this year. But yeah, I hope that this was validating at the very least.
Yeah.
In saying that, there's a bunch of petitions and donations and just something to do to try to help with everything around the world. We update those regularly, so what's there has been updated, and just try your best.
Yeah.
And stay safe.
Yes.
And healthy.
Look after yourselves and your mental health.
Yeah. I think that's the most important thing.
Eat food, drink water, and sleep.
Yeah. Those are the most important things you should be doing right now.
Yeah.
That's all we ask for you. It's just...
Oh, God.
Eat food, drink water, stay safe.
Yeah.
Take your medication if you take medication. Don't miss medication. Mm-hmm. Do not do that.
Yeah.
Not from shared experience or anything, but don't mess with medication.
Yeah. Thank you for coming along.
Thank you.
We will see you next week.
Yeah.
We love you.
Love you.
Bye. A huge thank you to our wonderful, wonderful patrons.
Thank you to Isgar, Theo, Bunny, Jess, Valerie, Artemis, Cassidy, Raven, Abby, Gio, Isa, Hadley, Antonia, Trina, Jeff, Danny, Neil, Wolf, Peter, Jordan, Riley, Phoebe, Hal, Mo, Lollipop, Rahel, Alice, Marissa, Barbara, Smilla, Alonzo, Thomas, Amy, and Courtney.
We love you so much.
So much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.